Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy animated GIF like this one. So you can add some animation to your own photos using a program called PhotoVibrance that I've been using, and it's actually really easy to use and really fun to come up with some creative ways to add some animation to your own photos. And that's what we're going to do on today's episode of the Expat Animator. Okay, so here's PhotoVibrance, and I'm just going to show you. I am running version 1.1.10, and what we want to do to get started is we just want to bring in our image. So I'm just going to hit this browse button here and go to my desktop, and I've got a photo that I want to bring in. And it's going to have two options for us. And for today, we're just going to use the magic motion, which is the easy versus the advanced. So we're just going to use this for now. And the first thing I like to do is pick a resolution. And I like to choose square if I can, because that cropping is good for most social media sites. And so just get your crop, however you want it, and you can scale it down or... and then we're just going to hit the next button over here. And then I just want to start adding some things to this so that we can make a quick animated GIF. So the first thing I want to add is, let's go ahead and add a shape. So if we click on shape here, we've got a few shapes to choose from. I'm just going to pick a regular rectangle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up here. And with this handle here, we can rotate this. So I'm going to rotate this a little bit. And then I'm going to position it over here in the corner. And I'm going to zoom out just with my scroll wheel here and make this extended a little bit so that we can... I just want to give a little triangle up here in the corner. And if I want to, I can change the color of this. So let's go ahead and add a pink, and I can change the transparency of that, bring it down a little bit. Okay. And then I want to add another shape here. So let's go ahead and do another rectangle. I'm going to bring that down to the bottom here. And I just want to make sure that it covers our square here. And then let's just go ahead and keep the opacity where that is. And I'm going to start bringing in some text. So if I click on text, bring this down, and I'm just going to double click it and type in Happy New Year. And then I can change the font. And I think I need to select the text here first. And then come over here and I can pick a font that I like. And if I want, I can change some other things here, like spacing or the color of the font. But that's good for me. And then I'm actually just going to bring the size of it up a little bit and position it. And the next thing I want to do is I want to bring in a logo. So I'm going to click on image here. And I've got a PNG logo file here. So I'm just going to grab that, open that. Then I can scale that down and place that where I want it. And I'm going to even rotate this also. Kind of get that in the corner there. And then now it's time to add some animation. And this is where things can get fun here, is with this effects button. So if we click this, you're going to see there's a lot of categories here of different pre-animated things that we can easily add to our image here. And in this case, for New Year's, fireworks might be an option. Let me just click on one of those. And then I'm going to click on fit or expand. Expand is going to make it fit the whole window. If I just play this, you'll see what we get. Now, we can change the speed of the animation, make it faster or slower. But maybe what I want to do is have the animation behind the logo. So the way I would do that is I would go show all layers, and then I would just bring the fireworks down below the text here. But maybe it's still above the rectangles. Let's try that and see what that looks like. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and bring it to the bottom and play that again. And you can see that the words read a little bit better now. The fireworks aren't totally taken over. But if I don't like the fireworks, I can go ahead and delete this. And yeah, I want to make sure I want to delete that. And we can add in, we can add in multiple of these overlays here. But specifically, I'm going to bring in this one here. And then I'm just going to expand. And actually want to bring this down so that it's going around the frame of the whole image here. And then I'm going to go to my layers again. And I'm going to bring this layer down somewhere probably around there. Let's see what that looks like. So I like that. So at this point, there's a couple things that we can do. Let's go ahead and save our work so we don't lose it. And I'm just going to save it to the desktop here, and let's call it project. And now we can publish it. And there's a couple things about publishing that I want to talk about. So if we publish with the publish button here, we've got two options. We've got MP4 and we've got GIF. And MP4 is going to be a movie file that doesn't loop, but a GIF file is going to loop automatically. So if we wanted to go with the MP4, we can make it loop, a certain amount of times, but then that'll be the end of the video. So I could put in, 10 loops here, and it's going to play for a while before the video, but the video is going to end. But with the GIF option, we get that ever looping GIF file where the animation never stops. And we can choose some settings here to try and make this more of a smaller file size, because a lot of times GIFs, we don't want those file sizes to be very big. So frames per second, it's already down to 12. So that's pretty good without making the animation look too bad. And then the image width, it sets us down to 640 pixels on the width. So if I just publish this as it is, let's just, I'm just going to call this GIF and save that to the desktop. And you'll see once this is done exporting, we're going to go take a look at that and see how big the file size is. And one thing that I don't like about PhotoVibrance is you can't just hide it. A lot of apps, they have a hide option in here. So if I want to go see my desktop, I could open the GIF, but that's going to open it. Well, I'm just going to show you. It's going to open it in preview with the still images, and that's not what I want. So instead of having this open GIF button, I'm just going to go ahead and hit this yellow button to get it out of our way. Then we can go see that here's the file I exported. And if I pull up information on that, we can see it's 3.5 megabytes, which is kind of large. So we can go back into PhotoVibrance and try and make some tweaks. Like we can, let me just bring it back up here. Like we could take the frame rate down to say 8 or something. We can publish that again. I'll call this GIF 2, and we'll see what file size that is. It should be less file size, but the animation's not going to be as smooth. So I'm going to show you another workaround that we can use to kind of get that. Say we need it at 1 megabyte and no bigger, then I'll show you the way that I've been dealing with that in a second here. So here's GIF 2, and that's 2.5 megabytes versus the original, which was 3.5. So that did bring it down in size, but if you notice, the animation on this one is not as smooth as this one because we got less frames per second. So the way I've been dealing with this is I've been using another program, and that program is called GIFs. So if we come down here, you can see here's the GIFs. Let's go ahead and launch that. And we just want to open or drag in our GIF. So I'm going to bring in the original larger version here. And you can see that it won't take a GIF. So the trick is we need to actually go back into our PhotoVibrance and bring that back up. And we need to export an MP4 so that we can work with the GIFs. So I'm just going to say I want one loop, and I'm going to publish the MP4. So let's call this MP4, save that to the desktop, and when that's done exporting, we're going to bring that in so we can choose the file size of our GIF that we want on our final export. So this is almost done. When this is done, let's go ahead and hide PhotoVibrance and bring that into GIFs here. So here's that file, drag and drop that in, and here we go. So you can see that it's showing us at 1080 by 1080 on the size. So first thing we can do is we can drop that down. I think 640 was what they were using before, so let's drop that. And the speed we don't want to mess with. The frames per second is down to 10 from 12. So, and then the quality here, there's a slider. And we do want this to loop forever. So you can see over here on the left, we've got an estimated size of 2.5 megabytes. Now, if I start dragging the quality down, then this is going to recalculate to a lower number. Now it's at 1.9. So let's say I may want to drop this down to, say, 8 frames per second. And that's going to help get us down to 1.6 megabytes. So this is how you can kind of play with getting the file to a size that works for you. So again, we're trying to hit 1 megabyte in our size. So I'm going to drop the quality a little bit more. And now we're at a 1.4. So I may even drop the size of this down. Let's try dropping that down to 500 by 500. And you can see now we're under a megabyte. So I'm going to bring my frames per second back up. And that gets us just a little over 1.1 megabytes. So that's good enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and convert this. And when that's done, we should see that file over here. Or actually, we need to save it. So let's go ahead and save it. And we'll save that. I'm going to call this GIFs so I know which file it is. Save it to the desktop, and here it is. So if I look at the file size of that, it's actually under a megabyte. So it actually is a little bit smaller than it was saying it was going to be. And we can see in the preview window of what it's going to look like. But let's go ahead and just use our space bar. And we can see that it's not as smooth as the original export because we brought the frame rate down a little bit. But for a 1 megabyte GIF, that looks pretty good to me, and that'll work for my purposes. So that gives you an idea of what you can do with PhotoVibrance and with the help of GIFs to get that file size to where you need it to be for your purposes of posting online. And it's pretty fun to add animation effects that are pre-done to your drawings or your images or your photos that it's pretty quick to do and create a quick little GIF for posting on social media or just sending a text to somebody. And this is a fun and quick and easy way to do it. If you found this useful, click the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. Click this video for more animation tips. Leave any questions you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching and keep on animating.